Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream edition of the World Elite Podcast. My name is Dylan Abear. Joining me, as always, is my co-host and my tag team partner, Jordan Johnson. Jordan, what is going on, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. We got a packed show, a packed house, so let's get it rolling.
Absolutely. And as Jordan said, packed house. So let's start introducing our guest. First, next to Jordan, he has been on our show a couple weeks ago for our mid-year awards. First, we have Blaine Arceneaux. Blaine, how you doing, man?
What's going on, Dylan? How the rest of y'all doing, guys?
Good, man. Good. And also to the bottom of us, and let's see if I get this name right. They are on the Circle of Debate crew, and they are a part of the Raw Dogging with Dom and Friends with Benefits. Guys, how y'all doing? Please tell me I got that right.
You goddamn right. You got it right.
Hashtag just notorious in the building, y'all.
Absolutely. Guys, how y'all doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm stuffed. I'm trying to get amped, and I'm excited to finally be on World Elite. World Elite.
Man, yeah, the show's been running for almost 5 years, and you've never been on our show, Dom. That is wild to say that.
Never, bro. I got invited a couple of times, and I got sick a couple of times. My son had some issues. I never was able to make it. But finally, World Elite is notorious.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, but we got a great show for everybody, but unfortunately got to start on a sadder note. The term that death comes in threes happened this past week with the passings of Malcolm Jamal Warren, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan. It's a three that I did not expect, and I find they all went pretty unexpectedly. First Malcolm Jamal Warren was an accidental drowning, I had read. In Costa Rica, Ozzy Osbourne just had his last show, like I think 2 weeks or something prior to his passing with Black Sabbath, and Hulk Hogan was cardiac arrest. So we'll start with Dom, man. What was the take on all this, man? I know it was a pretty hectic week as far as all this goes, and I know some social media stuff also played into a particular person in this group, but yeah. But what was the take, man?
I mean, just looking at it like that sounds like the beginning of a weird joke. So, like Theo Huxtable, Ozzy Osbourne, and Hulk Hogan walk into a bar. But honestly, Malcolm Jamal Warner kind of reminded me of rest in peace Shad Gaspar and what happened to him. That was just kind of like a freak accident. Get caught in a bad tide and bye bye. I mean, they're all sad for their own reasons. Ozzy was performing 2 weeks ago on his farewell tour. Ironically, maybe he knew more than we did. I grew up having Ozzy Osbourne pushed down my throat because I'm the youngest of 6 kids, and all 5 of my siblings listened to him like simultaneously with the same album in different parts. I would have to go out the house. I was like, oh my God, no, I'm done. I'm tired of listening to this shit. But once I actually got to take him in for myself, I realized how awesome the man was, and Lord knows my wife and I watched every season of the Osbournes on MTV. So he was a great dude, and he's going to be sorely missed. But he left behind an amazing legacy. With Hulk, it's it's weird. It's one of those situations. I don't want to say Benoit, but it's one of those situations where you look at the persona and you look at the person, and you kind of and even then you're like, okay, Hulk, thank you for everything leading up to WCW falling the fuck off. And Terry, I hate to say it, I'm not gonna miss you that much. I'm really not. I'm really fucking not. Like you were kind of a shit individual, and I know everybody's paying tribute to him, and as they should, because Hulk was an amazing persona, did a lot for wrestling. I certainly loved him in Rocky 3, but the more you got to know about that man, the more you were kind of like, yeah, I'm a head out. And so it's kind of hard. Like it's kind of hard to feel for him like I do for Ozzy. When Ozzy died, I had tears. When Hulk died, I was like, huh. It's more like, I don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah. That's pretty fair. Justin, what about you, man?
Like the Malcolm Jamal Warner stuff, like I immediately, like when I heard accidental drowning, again, just like Dom said, I thought Chad Gaspard immediately. I was like, God, that is like so upsetting to just think of something like that. It is awful. Ozzy, I grew up with his music. I listened to his music a lot. So it was always something like, again, they just got done with his last concert, and it just makes you think that he knew what was coming. He knew it was coming the whole time, and it's crazy. And he wanted to just give everybody one last, this is it. I know it's happening. I know I'm on my way out, but you know what? I need to give you all something right now. And that's why I'm giving you this show. And that's amazing. Hogan is again, for a lot of people, a mixed bag. It is a mixed bag because but for me, I can separate the wrestler and the wrestling character and everything else from the person. The person, in the end will always be what we know it as, and it's bad. It is a big stain on his legacy in professional wrestling, because the person is a part of wrestling too, just as much as the character is. And it's always going to be a smudge from here on out going forward. But you have to, a lot of people will never realize that and not think this because they're just so caught up in that. Wrestling isn't wrestling without Hulk Hogan. Hogan made wrestling what it is today. Will always be that. Like if we would not have this big mainstream celebrities showing up and everything else, if WWF did not do what they did with the first WrestleMania and the celebrities showing up and Hogan being a part of it and Hogan just being the biggest name possible, he is the biggest name in wrestling, the biggest wrestling death ever right now. It's always going to be that whole thing where I will easily remember the wrestling portion for him. The person I don't ever want to acknowledge, because the awful stuff that he said, the awful shit that he's done, I will completely never acknowledge that person. But the wrestling, the character wise, and what he made wrestling today, I will always be a thank you, Hogan, for that, at least. After that, you can keep the rest of your stuff right there and drag it to the grave with you at that point.
Okay. What about you, Blaine?
As far as Malcolm Jamal Warner, I'm like Justin and Dom. I'm just surprised. It's like at first I didn't even know he was a musician as well. I didn't even know he won a Grammy and stuff like that a couple years ago. So I was just shocked. And as far as Ozzy, he was coming to tell. I guess he's like 81 years old, something like that. So he didn't have much left to go. And as far as Hogan, just thank you for character wise, but as a person, like I'll pass on that.
All right, Jordan.
With Malcolm and Jamal Warner, I was shocked, like y'all. Ozzy, I listened to some of his music, and with Hulk, he was a great character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pretty much piggyback off the rest of y'all. As far as Malcolm, that one really caught me by surprise, and also gave me the vibes of, Shad Gaspard. That's exactly what I thought about after I saw what happened. And as far as Ozzy goes, I mean, this dude's a legend. Black Sabbath. And whenever me and my wife found out, we were actually on the road. We were eating somewhere when we found out, and the whole way home we're listening to Ozzy, Black Sabbath, and whatnot the entire way home. Like, there was no different artist that was in the car like on the way home. It was strictly that, But I mean, this dude was like I said, he was a legend, and his music is some of the best. But yeah, I sort of have a feeling that he kind of knew, something was coming. With that last show, couldn't even stand. I mean. So, I kind of had, feeling something was happening. And as far as Hulk goes, kind of, agreeing pretty much what y'all are saying. Character wise, this dude, is the reason why why most of us watch professional wrestling. The character work, the infamous heel turn in WCW, joining indeed NWO and whatnot. But as far as the person, it's just stuff that you can't overlook. And as much as you want to praise the character, you want to praise, Hulk Hogan in general, you have to keep it separated. You have to keep it separated between the person and the character. And now, do I agree what the people on the internet are doing as far as celebrating, the trashing, who he was? No, I don't agree with that. But I mean, they can have their opinions all they want. I'm not going to be the one to argue with someone online saying, oh, you shouldn't say that, shouldn't say this, whatever. But I don't necessarily agree with the celebrating part. For one, you can get your feeling out a certain way, but don't celebrate it. I mean, at the end of the day, someone lost a father, someone lost a husband and whatnot. So, I mean, that's what you got to think of at the end of the day, and that's something I won't do as far as, what he did and whatnot. It's just to celebrate it. So, but that's something I wanted to kind of quickly get out the way before we got to, bigger reason why we're here today. And that is SummerSlam is taking place this Saturday and Sunday. First time it's a 2-night event, MetLife Stadium, New Jersey. Looking forward to the show. I know I saw it last. They sold, I believe, over 40,000+ tickets both night. So I don't know the capacity in MetLife, but I hope it looks good for the other fans of other companies that are just waiting to trash WWE's after you see the overhead shot of the stadium. So I do pray it looks good on TV and whatnot, but I think it's going to be a great show regardless. So before we get to that, to our picks, guys, I'll start with Dom, Justin, Blaine, Jordan, and myself. What is the hype level for SummerSlam this week? It's the first time 2-night event. So what's the hype level?
Well, like out of 10?
Yeah.
I'm probably sitting at about like 8. Like, I'm interested. Okay. I hope the 2-night event is better than WrestleMania, because Lord.
Yeah, I'm kind of around that. I would say probably like a 7 out of 10. Like, it's a solid card. There's a few things on this card, like both shows looking forward to, but I feel like they are still missing something. Like, something still feels like it needs some oomph. Like, because there's a lot of matches on this show on both nights, really, that needed a lot of build, and they really got nothing going for it. So,
all right, okay.
I think I'm excited about this weekend. I think it will be excitement level 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 8. I'm ready for this weekend.
Yeah, I'll also go 8. I mean, it's one of the big 4 as far as PLEs go. So hopefully they put on a better show than WrestleMania, and hopefully a better crowd than WrestleMania. I'm shocked they didn't take it away from MetLife, put it in Vegas as well. Like they did, taking it from us. So hopefully it's a good show. Hype level's pretty up there for all of us. So I think it's gonna be a pretty good show. But let's start off with night 1. Thankfully, they changed. They put the shows night 1 and 2 already, so I'm not scrambling to find whatever matches is gonna be. So starting off, I got my list right here. We'll start off with the tag team match between Randy Orton and Jelly Roll. I mean, if you would have told me that last year, I would have thought you were insane.
Right.
Versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. It's a regular tag match, no stipulation, no nothing. We'll keep the same order: Dom, Justin, Blaine, Jordan, and myself. Dom, who is winning this tag match, man?
Man, it's honestly, it's hard to tell right now if they're even going to pull this off, because I was on our channel gaming yesterday, and somebody asked me if I could confirm whether or not Drew McIntyre was stranded in England. I'm like, bro, I'm sitting in my living room playing Fallout 4. How the fuck would I confirm this?
That's great.
Like, you picked the wrong stream, man. So I know Kathy tried looking into it a little bit, and we saw the tweets and we saw that. We were like, what was Drew even doing in England? Like, you're not even you don't even go there. Oh, wedding? Okay. Okay. So hopefully he gets sprung out of England to get back to MetLife in time. But if that does happen, I'm gonna go with Randy and Jelly Roll. I think it would be a huge moment for Jelly Roll. It would be one of those like, Bad Bunny moments, even though he's not on the same level. Don't get me wrong. I know he's not. Bad Bunny can go. But just that moment where he makes his debut and he looks good and he gets a big win with a veteran, and people say like, hey, I might want to see him again. Whereas you look at Logan Paul and you're like, okay, he can kind of go, but I think he's a giant bag of douche. Can you get him off my TV?
Oh, well, you know how I am. I originally was never a big fan of the Bad Bunny stuff. Like I was a little skeptic on it when it first happened, but then after seeing what he was doing, how he was happy to be there, he was promoting the company, he was promoting the match. They strapped a 24/7 title on him, which was what it was. But he loved that freaking title. He went around on Saturday Night Live with it and everything else, and you could tell he's just a huge wrestling fan. And Jelly Roll, same thing at this point. He's doing the same thing almost like Bad Bunny's doing. Well, like what he was doing, I should say. He was going around promoting the show, hyping up this match, doing angles off, like in freaking on the Fallon show, which is the Jimmy Fallon show, which is freaking nuts in its own right. Like, you wouldn't think you would see an angle on that right there, but this man's going out here being like, you know what, I'm gonna hype this match up even more. Let's do some crazy angle where I choke slam Logan Paul through a table. Freaking wild. Love it. Like, honestly, so far what he's done, the fact that he's going out there and doing all that, and the fact that he's been in the performance center doing the work, putting in the work right now to get himself ready for this, I applaud Jelly Roll. I really do. Like, I like his music as a whole right now, but like, knowing that he's a big wrestling fan, he's going out there and doing all of this, shows you how much of a fan he is and how much he cares about it right now and how much it means to him. But I don't see him coming in here and losing in this right now. You're not going to bring him in just to have him lose. There's no way. I cannot see it. Like, WWE has that tendency to just always bring in celebrities. If they have them do matches, they always have them win. So I don't think this is going to be any different here. So I got Randy and Jelly Roll winning this.
Okay.
Yeah, I just feel with Justin. Feel like I don't think they would do all this just to build a matchup to have Jelly Roll lose. And he put on a good performance Friday night in that little brawl that they had. That black hole slam. That was impressive. Yeah. That was impressive. He ain't moved 2 feet, but that was a good move.
He's been training with Chris Park.
They bust out the Destroyer in the match. I'm telling you.
And somebody I don't know who it was, but somebody said he could do a shooting star press too. I want to see that.
Wild.
That'd be wild.
That. Oh my god.
I forgot where I heard it from, but I heard somebody say that. I actually want to see if they'll pull it off.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan.
I want to go Jelly Roll and Randy. I don't think they're gonna let Jelly Roll lose.
No, I mean, yeah, I got to go with Jelly Roll and Randy Orton as well. I mean, his commitment to the business, commitment to the promos he gives, the moves that he did already, and I don't know what's in store for Saturday. I mean, but I got a feeling that Jelly Roll's got something up his sleeve for Saturday, and I think it's going to shock the entire crowd. It's going to shock all of us at home, and I think it's going to be really good. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. Like I said, Jelly Roll has been promoting the hell out of this match. He's committing to the business, and he's not taking this lightly. You know, neither has, you know, guys like Bad Bunny, like Logan Paul, even though we're not fans of him as a human by any means. But I think it's going to be a great match. And I think it's going to be better than what people expect. A lot of people trashed the idea at first whenever they brought Jelly Roll in. Now I think more people are invested to actually see what happens in this match. So next we have a match that is very criticized from a movement that I didn't see coming. But now that it's a match on the PLE, a lot of people are criticizing it. From one person in particular, we have Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn. This is a feud that's been going on for a while. Storytelling wise, I think it's been very fantastic. Now, I know a lot of people are not big on Karrion Kross, the wrestler. The character wise, they love him, but wrestler wise, they don't think he's that great. Or deserving of a PLE match over guys like LA Knight or Carmelo Hayes or something like that. So, who y'all got?
I mean, first of all, let me start by saying, like, I'm a fan of Karrion Kross. I don't care if it's the character, the wrestler, whatever. If you've seen him outside of WWE, you know he's a tremendous talent in ring. And the story that they built, like you said, was absolutely top notch. And we were talking about this over the weekend on Circle of Debate, and I said it then. This is like WWE giving Karrion Kross the Drew Gulak treatment. If you remember when his contract came up specifically, they were like, okay, now you can work with Daniel Bryan, and now you can do this and be in the main event and do that. And he signed that deal, and then they shoved him as far into catering as possible. They're trying to do the same thing with Karrion Kross. And if he's smart, he'll just take this match at SummerSlam. He'll roll with the punches. When they say, here's the contract, he'll probably be like, fuck you. But as far as the match goes, if they're really trying to suck up to him to get him to sign on the dotted line, I'm gonna go with Kross here. I think Sammy honestly doesn't need it, and you know, could always go back to, well, you know, he injured me and I've been laid out by this guy and that guy and everything else. But if he's that beat up and beats Kross, he's going to become like the Montreal version of Sabu, and Karrion Kross is going to get kicked out the back door of the building.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess just logically, if my brain says Kross.
Mm-hmm.
See, this one's been, you would think by looking at this, the way Karrion Kross has been over like crazy. Like you heard the crowds, the way they react to him, they love him. The promos
Scarlett
has been
certainly helps. That's
right for sure. His promos amazing. Like honestly, like he's always been able to cut a damn good promo. It always feels like, you know, the way he can spin it into a story even more. The way he's been doing this stuff with Sammy has been great. This whole, you don't have what it takes to do whatever it takes to win a match, to get yourself to that level to be a world champion. And Sammy has not shown it yet. This is where I kind of think that we're going to get that. So I do have Sammy winning this only because of the fact that I can feel like we're going to get it where Kross is going to try to do underhanded stuff. He's going to try to use the pipe again, like he tried to do, like he did the last time. But this time it's going to backfire on him, and Sammy's going to get the opportunity where it's just going to finally be the point where, you know, Kross is going to be proven right. Sammy doesn't have what it takes, but now Sammy's going to prove him, like show it to him that he can do it. You know, Kross said, I know you can do it. I know you have it in you. I know you can do it. But like right there, this is where Sammy needs to prove that. Like he will do whatever. It doesn't have to result in a heel turn. It doesn't have to result in Sammy turning heel. It's just Sammy trying to prove a point that, you know what? You're right. You were right the whole time. I didn't have what it takes. And now I do. Now I will do whatever it takes to get myself finally to the world championship. So there you go. That's what this story is. And that's when Kross gets proven, like to the point where Sammy had it inside him the whole time, which I think would be a perfect way to end this story as a whole. But I do honestly think that Karrion Kross is going to stay. The way they've been keeping him on television consistently now, which has been good, that needs to continue, honestly. I see him resigning. I do see him staying. I really see him staying in the long run. So, and I hope that results in good for him after that. Like, I hope he's on TV more after he resigns. So, but I do have Sammy winning this.
Okay.
I'm gonna go the other way. I got Karrion winning this. I like his promos. I like everything about him. I'm almost convinced. I'm almost convinced that WWE don't believe in him. It's like he's getting these bullshit promos. Not promos, but just getting these bullshit backstage segments and stuff like that. He needs some real like meat on the bone to like really show his character. But I think Karrion will take this one.
Yeah, I got Karrion Kross winning it.
Yeah, I'm also going Karrion Kross. You know, I feel like they're gonna give him that sort of, you know, assurance that, you know, that if we make you win, you know, we're gonna resign you and whatnot. Because, you know, from what I'm still hearing, you know, he still hasn't resigned yet, so that's kind of worrying me a little bit. But as far as a character wise, I think he's fantastic. I think he's good in the ring. But also something I feel like what Karrion Kross is missing. You know, I feel like when he had that group around him, the Final Testament, I feel like it kind of showed his character more. But I also don't feel like that AOP really fit too much with Karrion Kross. I feel like there's two individuals that he has kind of talked with on social media before, who are free agents, by the way, what really fits so well with Karrion Kross, and that's the Righteous. I think they fit so good. They have had interactions on Twitter before. They posted this video and Karrion Kross automatically commented on it. I would love if they put that. Like I said, that is a very bold prediction if that would happen. But Karrion Kross wins. I think he wins regardless. I just hope they push him more after this. If he's able to beat Sammy, I think he deserves some sort of gold. I mean, I don't see it being a world championship by any means anytime soon, but put some, like the IC title, the US title, put something on this man after a while, man. Right. I mean, I feel like he deserves something, and I kind of agree with Blaine. I feel like that WWE doesn't, you know, really believe in him too much. You know, that kind of worries me for the results. But like Eli was saying in the comments, he feels like Sammy winning will kind of be that push to win the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. You know, yeah. So
I see this kind of resulting in kind of a Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black moment, where all Black wanted it, where all Velveteen Dream wanted him to do was say Black say his name. But then eventually Black won the match at the end of that. But then what would happen? He said Velveteen Dream's name at the end. This is that kind of situation where you won't do it. You won't prove that you are immediately trying to be that guy, that you won't do whatever it takes. Well, guess what? Show me that. And that's what it has to be. Sammy does it.
I hear you, but Ixnay on the Eamdre. And honestly, Sammy doesn't need a win to pull that Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. He needs to show up. That's it.
I mean, if he needs a win, it doesn't need to be against Karrion Kross of all people. Exactly. It needs to be someone a little bit bigger.
Sammy's had plenty of wins, but if he shows up to that Rumble in Saudi Arabia and the place goes crazy, he's going to win.
Yeah, I mean, all he needs is the crowd reaction. He doesn't need a good win under his belt. I mean, he's already gotten a big win versus Gunther whenever he won the IC title. I mean, there was his big win right there. Did that result in anything after that? No, it didn't. So he doesn't need a big win. It's just a crowd reaction. They hear that crowd reaction. That's all you need to know right there.
Honestly, they got rid of Mansoor because Sammy is all that, and he got a rep. As soon as Sammy started showing up to Saudi Arabia, they were like, we don't need you anymore. Good luck in your future endeavors.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. All right, next we have a tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. We have the Judgment Days, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, taking on the unlikely team of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
Oh boy. I will say I'm actually enjoying what Lexi and Charlotte are doing, even though I am not the biggest, and this is an understatement, I am not the biggest Charlotte Flair fan. And yes. Oh my God. Absolutely, Blaine. That is accurate. But I mean, it's fun, and I'm sure this is going to be a great match. But I feel like this ends with the Judgment Day women standing tall, and Lexi and Charlotte ending up feuding somewhere down the line. That is just not a team. Like they literally said on Friday, we're not even friends. You know, they're like close to being frenemies. They're not friends. They're not a team. They're gonna go in there. They're gonna do what they do, and the Judgment Day is gonna sneak something out, and then they're gonna turn on one another, and we'll get that at the next pay-per-view. So give me Raquel and Roxanne and their beautifully thick asses. Good Lord, respectfully.
That's great.
Now, ask anybody. You know how I feel about Charlotte Flair.
Oh, we know. I know this already.
Dylan and I are like, oh, I know.
Listen.
I've heard this for years.
Right? I ain't need to say anything else most of the time.
He hates her.
I'm not a fan. I am not a fan. She is like she is over pushed. She is freaking crammed down our throats.
Makes me look like
she is basically the pure definition of, hey, I can leave for a year and a half, come back and immediately get thrown in a championship match. It's obnoxious. It's awful. This is going to sound crazy coming from me out of all things, but this is the most enjoyable Charlotte Flair that I've ever seen in my life right now.
Wow.
The longest
positive about her. Wow.
Yeah. Like it's been somebody literally said that one time when I said that in a chat recently, and they were like, "Are you okay?"
On Friday in a chat with his brother here behind the scenes with us. And his own brother looked at him like, the fuck you just said?
Legit. Like, this has been great. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know why it took this long to just say Alexa Bliss can be the one to make Charlotte Flair watchable and enjoyable. You should have done this friggin' so much sooner than this, because holy hell, she's been entertaining as shit. Like, that shit she did on SmackDown where she came out with the freaking pom-poms and Alexa's just giving her that look like, just do the thing. Just do the thing. And she's like, no, I'm not going to do the thing. And she's like, just do the thing. And she's just like, no enthusiasm behind it. I'm like, why did that fucking make me chuckle? Like, that's actually hysterical. Charlotte did something that made me laugh, and I didn't think I'd be saying those words in the longest ass time. Like, it's been a great pairing, honestly. It's worked. It's again, who knew it would take Alexa Bliss to make that happen? I see a title change here. I think it's happening. I think it will happen right now, because right now you need to lead to, as I see in the chat right there, I seen right there when it's Eli, he's talking about Liv right there in the chat right there. I'm telling you, this needs to lead more to when Liv does come back. I don't think she comes back for this. I think she will be back soon, but if the fact she comes back and sees that they couldn't keep the tag team titles, that's your start of that whole dissension between Roxanne and Liv. So that's perfect right there. Right there, you have to. I think you need to change those titles. Give them a little run for it, and then eventually split them up, and then you can start the little one-on-one feud with the two of them. But I got a title change happening.
Excuse me. I don't know who I hate more, Charlotte or Austin Theory, but those two is my two hated people in WWE. Like, I can't stand either one of them, but I like the thing with Alexa and Charlotte doing right now. They're making some great TV right now, and I think it's going to be a new tag team champs.
Yeah, I'm going with Bliss and Charlotte to win. It's going good for them right now.
Yeah, it's the unlikely pairing. I mean, we saw this when they did the whole thing with Sheamus and Cesaro, and it gave us a tag team that we enjoyed. So, I mean, I feel like the opposites attract with this one. I think we do get tag team champs. We get new tag team champs. And I don't know if Liv comes back just yet, if she cost them the match. But I think, to kind of agree with one of y'all said, I think if they lose the titles, then Liv comes back and like, oh, y'all couldn't keep them when Roxanne was here. So, yeah, that'll kind of start the whole thing and kind of, divvying up the Judgment Day a little bit. Even though it should have ended a long time ago, I think. I mean, but yeah, I got new tag champs for sure.
Oh, well, they wait until Roxanne and Dom get a little closer before she comes back.
That too, yeah. And also, Blaine, you said the Charlotte Hogan thing. Who deserves the Hogan thing more? Is it Charlotte, Becky, or Mercedes that deserves that one a little bit more? Because we saw Mercedes won yet another championship. I'm sure Justin loved that one too much.
Well, I don't watch. I don't watch AEW, so I don't really pay attention to Mercedes. But out of Charlotte and Becky,
my issue with it is still is
Charlotte.
that you know what the issue is? It was still with it. It's the fact that they're still counting the Owen Hart tournament title.
Yeah,
like why are you counting? Why are you counting
it?
It's done. It's over with.
Usually you bring it out like the Dynamite after you show it off, then you put it away, and that's that. Not Mercedes.
When you get your title match, it goes away until the next tournament. But yeah, she's still walking around with it clipped to her freaking waist, going 8 belts, 8 belts, 8 belts. I'm like, you don't have 8. You only have 7.
And you're missing nothing, Blaine. She's still Sasha. It's just like it's like I always said it's like Coming to America. When dudes standing outside going, we're McDowell's, they're McDonald's. They have the golden arches. We have the golden arcs. It's the same woman with an itty bitty change.
They had Sasha Banks. We had
Mercedes Moné. She did the bank statement. She does the statement maker. Yeah.
That's
the name of the movie.
Literally,
that's literally what it's called.
To McDonald's. It's that close, bro.
It's literally what it's called.
Wow.
Yeah. All right, let's see. So, all right, we have our next match. It is for the women's championship, Tiffany Stratton and Jade Cargill. I thought this one was going to go a little different with the result we got before Evolution, but now it changed. Things have changed a lot more. So now who's winning this match?
Yeah, I think we were in the same boat, Dylan, because my thoughts before Evolution was, Jade would beat Tiffany and then Naomi would cash in, and then we would have that, rematch to kind of blow off that feud. And instead they kind of just stopped that on a dime and sent Naomi after Io, and now we have this. And I mean, I know I almost want to say Jade, but Tiffany's had it for a while, but it's not like Tiffany Stratton has really established herself either, and this would be like another big win in her title reign after taking out Nia's mid-ass too. But God, it's like I'm gonna flip a coin, and it's heads. All right, I'll go with Jade. Tails was Tiffy because she's thicker down bottom, but
no, she's not.
Just by a little bit. Jade got a little more muscle. She got a little more.
That's too good.
I gotta say, I gotta say Jade for this one, and I'm about probably 15% certain at this point. I thought I knew how this was going to go, and now I'm like, I have no idea.
I've been on the same boat with everybody, probably for the same exact reason. It's you had this whole matchup set when Naomi had Money in the Bank to continue the Jade Naomi feud by having her basically screw Jade out of that moment as she was just about to win the championship. Either that, or you had her win the championship and then you take it away from her immediately. Either way, we all kind of felt like that was coming. But yet you moved Naomi over to cash in, win the women's world title. Now she's over on Monday Night Raw. The feud's basically over. This is a matchup to me that it needed more build. It really has nothing other than Jade wins Queen of the Ring. They had an interaction with each other once. They did a tug of war with the title, and that's about it. That's been the build for the show, for this entire matchup. Wow. How exciting does that sound right now? Honestly, I think Jade wins the title, though. I think Jade's going to end up walking out with the women's championship only because of the fact that right now, I think WWE is looking at her and said she's done enough. She's really proved herself. She looks damn good right now. Tiffany's run, sadly, has kind of just been like Io's when she was women's world champion, when she was WWE women's champion. It's the same thing. They strap the title on her. She's had a couple matches here and there, and other than that, it's been a pretty mediocre run, and that sucks. And I was excited for Tiffany to win the championship, but man, she has not done well with that thing. It's just been kind of there. So I see them ending it at SummerSlam. I think Jade's going to walk out with the Women's Championship.
I think Tiffany going to retain. I actually think that Naomi is going to find a way in the match and cause Jade. I don't know. It's just I don't think that storyline is over with between those two. So I think they're going to intertwine into each other's matches at some point this weekend. So I think Tiffany going to retain.
Yeah, I have to go with my girl Tiffy time.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat here. I'm going Tiffany, and I think Naomi gets involved. You know, just because she cashed in and moved to Raw, I don't think she's done with Jade by any means. Because I thought Naomi winning Money in the Bank, you know, Jade winning the Queen of the Ring. I said, I mean, the story writes itself. I mean, I feel like Jade wins, Naomi cashes in right after, and that's her way of getting her revenge. But then all of a sudden they switch everything. She cashes in on the Raw title. Now she's on Raw. So I feel like, man, they really, really swerved a lot of people right there with that outcome. But I don't necessarily think she's done with her by any means. So I think she does end up costing her some way in this match. Tiffany retains. And for one, we do get Jade as a champion at some point, maybe towards the end of the year. But I think a lot of people are just predicting that Jade's going to win, and they're giving Tiffany Stratton no chance. It's almost like on NXT when Julia made her debut, and she's like, "Oh yeah, she's beating Roxanne for the title," and then Roxanne shocks everybody and wins and beats her. So I feel like a lot of people predicting Jade, but WWE's like, "Nah, that ain't going to happen." You know, Tiffany's going to win, and you know Naomi costs her for it. So I'm going to go with Tiffany. And her reign continues. Hasn't been the best reign by any means, you know, but I'll go with her. And then we have a match that could be the main event. I don't know if they said what the main events were going to be on the shows yet, but we have Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on a team of Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. I mean, since Roman returned and Jey Uso made the save every single time we knew that we were getting this match, I mean, it was pretty much handed to us on a silver platter that we were getting this match. But honestly, who can afford to take a loss right now out of these four guys? I mean, Jey lost his title already. He's going back to the tag team scene. I feel like at some point they're going to put him and Jimmy back together. I mean, we just got Roman that just came back. I don't think he can afford it. Or Breaker or Reed. I mean, this is a tough one. So who y'all going with?
I mean, I will say with Paul and Seth, the Brawns have taken it to another level. That's for certain. But if you get Roman Reigns to get off his couch, he ain't losing. Especially if it's a non-title tag match, I don't care. Like, he ain't losing. His partner ain't losing. If you get him off the couch and you get two members of the actual bloodline and not the Timu Bruv line that's running around on SmackDown, they do not lose that. And I don't think it's that big of a deal because, like I said, you know, Bronson has definitely been elevated since joining the clique, and even Braun Breaker has kind of gotten a little bit more ferocious since joining up with like Paul and Seth and them. So once Seth comes back, they'll have more than enough opportunity. Hey, buddy, to you know, climb the ladder and maybe get after a title or do whatever. But to me, it just feels like, okay, Roman's coming back and Jay's going to team up with him at SummerSlam. They win.
Oh, see, I'm on the opposite side of the fence here. Of
course you are.
At this point, listen. First off, I genuinely was not expecting it to be Roman and Jey. Honestly, like, who was the last people that got taken out before, you know, this was even continued at any point? It was Punk and Roman Reigns. So you would figure that would be the tag team match against these guys. But Punk ended up getting that world championship match. So you had to figure out somebody. Jey has also been involved with this entire thing. So you decided to say, hey, let's put two members of the bloodline together. Fine. Cool. Braun and Bronson have been fantastic together right now. Them aligned with Paul Heyman, as much as everybody went through the whole spiel of, it doesn't make any sense, is why Bronson Reed's in the group. You know what? I don't give a shit anymore as long as Bronson Reed finally gets some damn love in this freaking company, because holy shit,
Right?
he looks like a damn monster right now. And as far as I can see it, Seth freaking forgiving him even after 6 tsunamis like he gave him, and, just saying, welcome, I will take you in, my son. Like, come on. I have no problem with that whatsoever. It is awesome. The two of them look absolutely animalistic, and I love it. I got Breaker and Reed winning this, with Breaker pinning Roman Reigns. Literally what Eli just said in the chat, Breaker pins Roman so Roman can go film Street Fighter. That's a hell of a way to set up a eventual one-on-one match between Breaker and Roman.
Are they going to change the cover of the video game after SummerSlam?
No. No.
Roman wins.
No. Breaker and Bronson win this, with Breaker pinning Roman is a great way to send him off and then eventually set up a one-on-one matchup between Breaker and Reigns, which would be fantastic. Which, again, Braun Breaker should win that one when that happens as well, because at this point, Roman can freaking do whatever the fuck he wants, and if he's going to just keep going in and out like he's been doing, he can afford to put some freaking people over on his way out multiple times. So you know what? You want to keep this freaking heel faction looking dominant and everything else? Braun Breaker gets the pin over Roman Reigns.
I think I'm gonna go with Dom with this one. I don't think you would get Roman off his couch just to come back to lose. I think he'll go out with a win, and then something happens the next night, Monday night on Raw, to where it will set up a feud with Braun and Roman or something like that when he comes back. But I think the original bloodline was this one.
Yeah, I'm going Roman and Jay.
Yeah, I'm going Roman and Jay also, simply for the fact that I think the only way that Braun is going to actually beat Roman is in a singles match, and that's after a really good build for a singles match. But I don't think Braun takes the pin in this one. I think maybe Bronson Reed takes it, because I think they're going to save one of them to take the pin when it's the singles match between the two. And I think eventually that's whenever Breaker beats Reigns in this one. But also, I also agree, there's no way that you call him up and say, hey, come back, and for him just to lose. I mean,
right.
But also, I did see he's going to be working more full-time dates. I mean, when's he going to be filming Street Fighter? Is it going to be soon? Because they said he has a lot of confirmed dates coming up.
I don't know. I don't know. I just know they're not going to start the trailer of Street Fighter going, starring the man who lost at SummerSlam and a bunch of people you don't care about. Like, that's not going to fucking happen. That's another thing. Like, they're going to want people to think, oh, Roman won at SummerSlam. Now he's going to be in this movie. I got to go see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And then we have what I think is going to be the main event, if they don't pull it with Roman and then being it, is Gunther and CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. This could go one of either way. I'm still kind of torn on it. So who y'all got?
I mean, I begrudgingly admit that I am back on the CM Punk bandwagon, because I had jumped off in AEW. Like, when he started acting a fucking fool, I was kind of like the dad in the room. Like, I don't care who fucking started it. Why are you even in it? You're a grown-ass man, dude. You ought to know better than this. Like, why the fuck are you even in it? And then he came to WWE and things kind of looked the same. But after Elimination Chamber and the bald fraud promo and all that stuff, I was starting to like him. And then since then, I've been back on it. Now, my problem with Punk is this. Every promotion that he's ever been at, and that includes WWE, as soon as you put gold on that man, he turns into an egomaniacal fucking diva.
Roman Reigns.
Worse than Roman. Worse than Roman. At least Roman will go home. Punk's just all up in your face like, I need more. I need even more, man. I need 797 more days. Fuck 434. Fuck it. I am the WWE. Why isn't my face on the poster and the cup and the ice cream bar and the truck and the ring apron and the turnbuckles? And fuck, Punk, shut up. I mean, but he did it in ROH. He did it in WWE. He went to AEW, same shit happened. I'm afraid if he wins at SummerSlam, we are going to get CM Punk, the Golden Diva, back. And I do not want that. So because I'm actually enjoying this man. So for that reason alone, and no offense to him either, I love him. I think he's a tremendous wrestler, tremendous champion. Gunther retains. Just please don't unleash that. Don't unleash that juju on us, Gunther. Don't.
See, I genuinely believe that neither one of them are walking out with the world title at the end of this matchup, to be honest with you. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, everybody. What the fuck is he talking about? I don't think that Punk even gets the opportunity to win the title. I don't think Gunther gets a chance to retain the title. I honestly think that Seth Rollins is walking out with that world title by the end of night one. I will tell you flat out, to me, I think that this man is playing up this injury 1,000% at this point. I think he's hamming it up. I think he's hamming it up to make it feel different. Instead of us going down the same route of every Money in the Bank holder, of them losing constant matches over and over again, teasing cash-ins, and then nothing comes out of it. This man decides to say, hey, I'm going to ham up an injury and I'm going to freaking keep myself off TV. So that way, when everybody freaking thinks I'm not coming back, I can't come back, I'm not going to be there at the show. Like, I'm going to come out there and I'm going to surprise everybody by not only freaking taking that world title, but fucking over the guy that I have this massive amount of disdain for in CM Punk. That just screams, this is something new that we have not seen before. It's a great way to go about it with Money in the Bank because it's something different. It's something good that we have not seen. We don't see this where the Money in the Bank holder basically, you know, when he's sitting there putting us all in question, like, what is he doing? Like, how is he doing? Like, how is he even going to be able to? Why is he still got Money in the Bank if he's hurt? Everything else like that. If he's the guy that can basically show everybody on these interviews and all these videos that we see online and everything else where he's wearing his giant knee brace and everything else, he's walking on crutches, he's playing it up to keep it where we think he's not going to show up. And then when he shows up, we all go fucking ballistic. He cashes in, he wins the world title, he fucks over CM Punk in the process, where the man is this close to almost taking the gold from Gunther. He gets that moment where he gets to fuck over CM Punk. I love it. I think Seth Rollins walks out with the World Heavyweight Championship.
So essentially, you think Seth Rollins is pulling like a Ron Killings on steroids?
In a nutshell, yes.
Where you say, I'll get released, and then, Truth is gone, but Ron Killings is back and he's bald.
Yeah.
Like that
right here. Yeah, this is Seth Rollins playing up an injury of, I'm not going to be there, out for 4 to 5 months, everything else, whatever the hell it is, however long he's supposed to be out. But when he shows up at SummerSlam and everybody goes, oh my God, I thought he wasn't coming. Well, of course, it's what happens when you do something different with Money in the Bank instead of having them lose 55 matches straight in a row and teasing cash-ins over and over again, and then nothing comes out. It's something different. That's what I love about it. So I think Rollins wins.
As much as I like that theory, I don't think it's going to happen. I think he really is hurt.
Right.
Hey, but it would make for a great TV if that was to happen, though. But I think Gunther going to retain. I just think somebody in the little clan, Bronson or Brian, going to come in and screw CM Punk, or even Paul Heyman himself.
Yeah, I got a Gunther retaining.
Yeah, I don't see a world where Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker or even Paul Heyman let CM Punk wins that title. There's not a chance. As much as I love Justin's little theory about Seth Rollins, I do think he is genuinely hurt.
Right.
And because I wanted to believe the same theory, and I was trying to psych myself up to believe it the whole time he's saying it. I said the moment I get to it, I'm gonna pick Gunther, but I said no, he sold me. I'm going Rollins, but I also got to be realistic, and I do think that Rollins is hurt. So I'm going Gunther to retain, but it won't be a clean finish by any means. I think someone gets involved, and Punk ends up getting screwed for the title. So that will conclude night one. We have night two coming up. So I'll start off with a match that hasn't been assigned a night yet, but I do think it goes to night two simply to make the two nights even. being that there's only 5 confirmed matches for night 2. So I'll start off with the most recent confirmed match, and that's the 6-pack TLC match for the tag team champions. It is the Wyatt Six defending it against Andrade and Rey Fenix, DIY, Fraxium, the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Street Profits. Wow, that is a lot to take in with that one. So who's walking out? I mean, this I just go either way. I mean, there's so many teams in there. I mean, who's walking out with the titles?
Yes, that's a lot to unpack. I mean, my first thought looking at that match is like, with all due respect to both of them, anybody but Andrade and Rey Fenix, because that's the wrong tag team to put together. That's the wrong team. You literally have brothers in WWE, and they're on 2 separate shows, and they're not tagging. I don't understand that. So anybody but them. But if I have to pick one of these teams, I kind of want the Wyatt Six to retain, because they literally just won the title like not even a month ago, and they just got back on TV before that. I feel like, yeah, Fraxium is coming up, but we all saw, most of us saw what they did in NXT. The Street Profits are decorated. DIY's won a couple times. Machine Guns, even them being there for a short time, have been champions and established themselves. I think right now it's the Wyatt Six time to kind of shine, keep those tag titles, maybe move forward and get into, maybe we do get something where, like, who knows, Karrion Kross and oh god, what the hell were their names? The Vinny and them. I can't remember the fucking name now. The guys he was talking to on social media. The
oh Jesus.
Righteous. Duh. Sorry. Maybe Vinny and the Righteous end up going to SmackDown if Cross resigns and they start going after the Wyatt Six, because Cross and his faction were the only guys up to that point that had beat the Wyatt Six. So maybe we get something with that, but it feels like everybody else has already had their run, and now it's time for the Wyatt Six to get there. So I'm going to say, in an insane match, they retained, mainly because they got a lot of help too.
I was super pumped on the announcement on this on Friday. I was like, this is going to be freaking epic. Like, it's good to finally see the tag team titles represented on a fucking PLE, because it feels like it's been forever since that happened, since even hell WrestleMania, which, again, why wasn't these tag team titles on WrestleMania, but the Raw ones were, which was just stupid in its own right. If you look at this matchup, it feels like a way to protect the Wyatts and get the tag team titles off them, which I hope to God that's not the case, because they literally just won the tag team titles. Why would you take them away from them like this instantly? It would suck to see that happen. So I don't see that happening. I do think the Wyatts are going to retain here, but I feel like if they are going to do it, this is your way to protect them, which I'll give them that. They're not going to have them immediately take another L since they lost to, the Karrion Kross's faction there. But I can't see them taking them off right now. They just got the titles. Why cut the reign this short and make it end? So I got the Wyatts retaining here.
I think easily this might be the best match of the whole weekend with all the superstars in it.
Agreed.
I know. Well, I say I know, but I think Wyatt's going to retain. But I'm against down with this one. I think my heart's saying I want Andrade and Rey Fenix to win it. I like that tag team. That combination is good. They've been working some great matches the last couple of weeks.
A better one.
I know a better one too, but hey, we got what we got. So we got what we got. So I want Andrade and Rey Fenix to win, but I think Wyatt's going to retain.
Yeah, I got the Wyatt Six retaining.
Yeah, if the Wyatts didn't just win them, I would say in a perfect world, the reason why Penta's off the SummerSlam card is because Andrade would randomly get attacked backstage. Rey Fenix needs a partner. That's how they would partner the Luchas together. But I'm going to Wyatt Six. Well, I mean, I mean, it would be nice if as the case they would do that. I mean, but I think they partnered him at some point. I don't think it's right now, being that he's with Andrade. But I mean, like I said, in a perfect world, that would be the cool outcome of Andrade getting attacked backstage. He needs a partner and whatnot. But I'm going to Wyatt's to retain. I agree with Blaine. This could be probably the best match of the weekend with all the teams they got. And, really good teams, by the way. But I think the numbers game just comes into play with the Wyatt 6 in this one. So I think it's going to be a really good match. Wyatt's retain. Yeah. Let's see. Bring my list back up. I got off of it for a second. I lost it. Give me a second. All right. So we have a match that I think was really cool, like the story build up to this with him getting cleared. We have Dominic Mysterio defending the Intercontinental Championship against AJ Styles. Also a match that I feel like, could go either way. I'm kind of 50-50 on it. But who you got, Dom?
Well, pun intended, this story going into SummerSlam has been absolutely fucking phenomenal and hilarious. Like AJ is everywhere. He's the doctor. He's the janitor. He's the valet. He's whatever the fuck you need him to be. It's like he's trying to star in the Naked Gun movie. I don't know what the hell, but it's going to be a good match, and I for one am tired of Dirty Dom, mainly because we kind of share a name. I just call him Mid Mysterio. He can't rock my name. That's it. You're Mid Mysterio from this moment forward. And so maybe I'm a little biased. Maybe it's personal, but I love what AJ's been doing in this, and I hope he wins this Intercontinental title. I do. It would be amazing for AJ Styles, who maybe on his last legs in wrestling, to pull off one more title win at a big 4 pay-per-view.
For WrestleMania, when Dom won the Intercontinental Championship, I was happy for it. I was excited to see it. I wanted to see what happened. The crowd was all for it. I remember just watching them lose their collective shits when he ended up winning that title. It was awesome. And I was like, okay, let's hope to God this is something different than what his last couple championship reigns that he's had, like when he had the North American title and stuff like that. That I hope I want to see this be something different. And honestly, it was almost a downgrade compared to the North American title, because at least with the North American title, yes, he still kind of pulled the same shit where he walked around and was like, yeah, I can't defend it, can't do this, can't do that. I still call bullshit on what they did with his whole situation, but yet they took the North American Championship off Solo Sikoa when he was on the main roster. But I digress there. It almost feels worse than that North American Championship reign because of the fact that since WrestleMania, he hasn't done shit with it. He had like a couple matches with Penta, and that's about it. Literally nothing. This reign's been kind of weak. It's been lackluster. I get it. He's being a heel and he's not defending it. He's trying to do it, whatever, just so he could hype up his own numbers and everything else. But you know what? At this point, get the title off him. There's no point. AJ Styles has been absolutely entertaining as all hell in this entire thing. Just, praying to God, like, come on, make him clear him. Like, let's do this. Please. I want this matchup. And just dressing up as everything possible to try to be like, I'm going to catch Dom myself. These guys won't do it. I'll do it. I'll just walk around and be like, you're cleared. You're cleared. You're done. Got you. I'll see you at SummerSlam. It's great. Entertaining as all hell. AJ wins the title here. They got to get the title off Dom. They just need to move on, let AJ do his thing. If this is going to be getting close to his last run in the company right now, and just let him have it with the IC title right now. So AJ wins it.
Yeah, I agree. I think they need to take the title off of Dom. Let AJ finish his career strong. I think this is the only one to lose his Grand Slam status, right? Unless he won it before.
He's had the IC title before, so
yeah, I think he had. Yeah,
he's already been a Grand Slam champion.
Oh, okay.
Honestly.
Oh, I thought that was the only one he didn't have.
He would technically need to win the world title to be a Grand Slam now at this point.
That don't count. That bullshit belt. That don't count.
Yeah, but I think.
Well, he's never been Universal Champion.
Yeah, but I think they need to take the belt off of Dom and let AJ just bring it back to relevancy again.
Yeah, I got a AJ winning this.
So I was all AJ until I seen what the outcome was from the AAA show that just happened, and the Austin level pop that the Dominic Mysterio got. That was unbelievable. I mean, that just shows how big a star this guy has the potential to be. I mean, I'm not saying he's like a star right now. I mean, he has potential to be one. But man, like I said, up until that AAA show, I was I said AJ Styles winning, AJ. But maybe they still put it on AJ, which gives a chance for Dom to go to AAA for a bit and win that world title. I know he's in a Fatal 4-Way match now for the AAA world title.
That was the world title belt that he hit the guy with?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's him, Vikingo, Grande Americano,
and
Dragon Lee. Yeah. I mean,
Ludwig Kaiser with a fucking taco. Why?
Dude, he is pulling off that gimmick better than Gable was. That's crazy.
Who was Shorty G with a goddamn taco? Also, why?
Kaiser is pulling that gimmick off better than Gable was.
It's even better if they just let that gimmick die.
And he's over in Mexico.
I would say let it go if it wasn't as big in Mexico, because they embraced the shit out of him. That was wild.
Why Mexico? Why?
I don't know, but it's wild. But
you got enough luchadors. You don't need this punk ass motherfucker. You want somebody back? Bring El Generico down there. Then
don't need the dude playing a dude disguised as another dude.
Another dude, exactly.
So I was on AJ, then I switched to Dom. Now I'm back on AJ. I think AJ wins it, and I think Dom ends up winning the AAA World Title when they have the Triple Mania show. So yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot to switch around. But yeah, I'm going with AJ. And then we have the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It is a no DQ, no count out, last chance match between Becky Lynch, Lyra Valkyria. If Becky wins, Valkyria can no longer challenge for the title as long as Becky Lynch is the champion. We have seen this stipulation a million times with different superstars. So who's winning it?
Honestly, Dylan, we saw this stipulation with these same superstars because it was if Becky didn't win, she could no longer challenge.
That's true. Me and Jordan were shitting on that. It was a backlash.
Recycled it and shipped it to fucking SummerSlam. But
yeah, that's right. It was for Backlash, I think.
It was.
If she had to hold up her arm if she won, or
if Becky
like
won, Lyra had to raise her arm.
That was some nonsense.
If Lyra won, Becky could never challenge her for the Intercontinental title again. And then Becky won, and they're like, "Wow, that was a great idea. Let's use it all over again at the next pay-per-view." Okay, that sounds good.
They were just overusing a stipulation,
Please,
and it's not just WWE does it too.
Go ahead, I'll wait.
I mean, it's not just in WWE that use it too. AEW just used it with the Ospreay and because the Bucks and all that, can't challenge for the world title and whatnot.
Oh, no, I know.
It's so overused.
Stands out there like, well, AEW always does. It's like, yeah, everybody fucking does. They all do. It doesn't matter what alphabet you pull out the soup. They all recycle this shit.
Exactly.
Like, calm down. But when it comes to this match, I mean, we saw this stipulation, like I said, and Becky ended up winning the title, right? If they're gonna recycle the match, they might as well recycle the finish. So give me Lyra.
Yeah.
See, I think this is where Lyra gets it back. I do. I just feel like they are like, not even if like, first off, the fact that they added the stipulation again is just a bunch of nonsense. Like, yeah, you're just making it obvious that you're giving it back to Lyra. Like, yes, was the point that this should have been from the start having Becky, if she was going to win the Intercontinental title, it needed to be the one thing that she was going to be doing was putting over Lyra Valkyria in the long run, which is what she's doing. I'm happy that she's done that because the crowd's been more behind Lyra. They had a little patchy moments here and there with the whole Bayley stuff. Because honestly, in that whole situation, they kind of made Lyra really unlikable in that whole situation, the way she was kind of going at Bayley for everything like that. And I kept looking at her and going, that's not really doing well for Lyra in the long run. But now that she's back, just her and Becky, Intercontinental Championship, I think you put it back on Lyra. I think Becky's done enough to elevate Lyra to where the crowd's with her now. They want to see her beat Becky. This is where you do it. You put the Intercontinental Championship back on Lyra Valkyria.
I have Lyra Valkyria beating Becky Hogan. I know you'd have liked that one, Dom. I know you'd have liked that one.
No, I love it. I love it. Sorry I was muted. I've got this guy across the street that decides he needs to cut his grass every 24 fucking hours while I'm streaming.
No, you good. But I don't know if y'all noticed, but like the last couple of weeks, she started wearing that red and yellow. Becky.
Yeah.
She started.
She's feeding into it.
Like, what you gonna do when olive oil runs wild on you, brother? She's thin as hell. Like, she might as well. She's trying out for olive oil in a new Popeye remake. I'm telling you.
No, I think it's a recycled match, so recycled finish. I think Lyra's gonna win.
Yeah, I'm going with Valkyria to win.
Yeah, same here. I 100% agree with all of you. I think it's a recycled stipulation, recycled finish. I think Lyra wins it back. I haven't been sold on Becky as a champion, so just give it back to Lyra. I mean,
she don't really need it either.
She doesn't. She don't need it at all. All right, now we got the United States champion in a steel cage match between Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu.
Man, this is gonna be fun, and I know they always say they're gonna put somebody in the cage because they got to keep the interference out. Does it ever work?
No.
Ever?
No.
Not one time, right?
No.
If anything, I could see Tala Tonga, which is the dumbest fucking name I've ever heard, ripping the door right off that cage like he's Kane. But I even with all that being said, I have too much love for Jacob Fatu not to pick him, so I'm going that route. He gets his belt back.
See, I got Solo retaining here. First off, I will say this. I love Jacob Fatu. I really do. Solo Sikoa has been incredibly entertaining lately. Like the shit he does, the facial expressions that he makes, the way he talks, it is absolutely hysterical to watch that. Like when he comes out, looking like The Weeknd, talking about, oh, Jacob, like I'm gonna like the whole thing they did on SmackDown was a little comical, but also kind of dumb. The way they did the whole thing where they tried to frame Jacob for the car crash, like it was really dumb. It was really dumb in the long run how they handled that, because it was just like, so Solo basically caused a car crash himself to basically try to frame Jacob. I understand that. That's fine. But it just came off kind of corny, kind of dumb in the long run. But I think that Solo's been very entertaining right now. Jacob doesn't really need the United States title anymore. He can move on to be something bigger at this point. So I got it. Solo retaining here.
I honestly don't like this version of Solo. I rather him just be quiet and get in the background. I like that version a whole lot better. I don't know. I just felt like he's trying too hard. He's being fake almost. He's trying to get a pop. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It just, I don't like it. But I also think he's going to retain. And I think, I don't know how far along is he are, but I think Tama Tonga is going to help him retain the title.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to Solo Sikoa to retain.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Solo as well. As much as I love Jacob and I want him to win this match, I love Solo's character work, man. It's the development as a character that he has gone to the quiet guy in the corner, not saying anything, just going out there to beat someone's ass. And now he's gonna open himself up, It's something I enjoy. But I think the numbers game just comes into effect with this one, just like I picked with the Wyatt 6. The numbers game just comes into effect with this one. And I'm gonna go with Solo Sikoa to win this match. Let's see. Now we have the triple threat for the Women's World Championship. We have the champion Naomi defending against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky.
Let me unmute myself now. Yeah, I said Jade was going to win earlier because of this match, because I have a feeling that Jade is not done with Naomi. I think two things happen at SummerSlam. I think Jade wins, and then I think Jade costs Naomi the title. I'm hoping the Io gets it back, because Rhea's had it plenty of times, and I didn't think Io's run was quite over before Naomi jumped into it.
Mm-hmm.
So the way they kind of like slammed the door on that booking with that feud between Naomi and Jade makes me feel like they're gonna find a way to open it back up and have like one of those shocking pay-per-view moments. And let's say Jade wins the title, I don't know, earlier that night, night 1, comes in night 2, and just cracks Naomi in the head with that title, and Io gets the win. The following Friday, it's gonna be Jade in the ring saying, "Oh, you think I forgot about you? You wanted to run from me and cash in and go to the other show? No, boo boo, that ain't happening. We ain't done." And so for all that, I think Io wins as Jade gets involved.
See, this is difficult because I'm still shocked as hell that they had Naomi cash in here. Like, I still was never expecting that. We all thought it was going to be Jade. Basically, we were going to continue that feud. They moved her over to this situation. And honestly, now, I don't think you take the title off her. I don't. I think in the long run right now, you want – still have a really weird feeling that eventually we're going to go full circle and we're just going to put the women's world title back on Rhea Ripley. And I know a lot of people are not a big fan of that, because it's just like, why do we always have to just go back to Rhea? Go back to Rhea, everything else. Like, I get it. Rhea's a massive star right now. She's a huge name in that division. You put the world title on her again, getting closer and closer to take to Perth, Crown Jewel Perth. I get it. You want to have her go into Perth with the title. It's fine. But just, I don't know why you would do it here. I don't know. Like, when is Perth coming up? Like actual date? If it's still got some time away from it, I don't think you do it here. And I think Naomi ends up retaining here.
I think Rhea's gonna take the title. Like I said earlier, I think something between Naomi and Jade is gonna come into play. I think they're gonna both interfere in each other's matches to cost each other the title. So I think Rhea's gonna win.
I'm going Io Sky.
Yeah, something tells me that it's going to be tit for tat when it comes with Naomi and Jade. If on night 1 Naomi costs her, I think Jade comes back and she costs Naomi. But I got Rhea Ripley winning the title. It's all off of a reaction. And out of the 3 women, I think Rhea Ripley easily gets the biggest reaction. So I think Triple H listens to that, and I think he puts it on her. And Eli said the Perth is in October on the 11th. That's when they're doing it. So yeah, I think it makes the most sense to put it on Rhea. If you're gonna switch the title. If it was me that's booking it, I say you go Naomi. You know, she just won it. She had a great cash in at Evolution. I don't see them taking it off of her. But if I'm being smart about it and I'm going with the whole costing each other the matches and whatnot, then yeah, I'm gonna go with Rhea. So before we move on, there's 5 of us on the show, but the star of the show finally showed up. I see DJ finally showed up, Dom.
Yeah, he popped in for a second, like, "Hey, Daddy, is it time for our show yet?"
That's great.
I swear that boy comes on every stream I do now. I love it, but it's weird. I could never get him on camera. Now he's like,
that's awesome. He loves the camera. That's awesome.
he does now randomly for some reason. I don't mind.
All right, and then we have the main event that everyone's looking forward to. I'm looking forward to it just with the outcome. We have Cody Rhodes and John Cena for the Undisputed WWE Championship. Man, this is tough. This is really tough. Who y'all going with?
I mean, this might be tough for y'all, but Since I'm on World Elite for the first time, some of y'all may not know me. Let me explain something to you. I have many nicknames in game. Okay, I'm the Notorious DOM. I'm the South Philly Psycho. But long ago, since I have been the American Nightmare of podcasting. Okay, so who am I picking? I don't know. Let me think about it for a minute. Wait a minute. Let me sip my nightmare fuel and think about it. Who would I be picking in this match?
Man,
you know
came
damn
ready.
well who I'm picking, and it ain't John Cena. One word. Whoa! I'm done.
Now, again, I may be the only one who's still kind of a fan of the Cena heel turn right now. I think, like I said, Cena's making the most.
Yeah, really.
Again, I still think he's making the most. I think he's making the most of what he has right now, which, if that's the case, fine. It's been, for the most part, okay. It still feels like it could have been better. It's understandable. This is a difficult one only because of the fact that with Cody leaving to go film for Street Fighter as well, do you put the title on him at this point? That's a tough one. Do you just have it just be another situation where, Cody was the guy to basically, when he won the championship the first time, finally put it back on TV consistently after Roman was never on television for 9 months, comes back for a day, disappears for another 6 months, comes back for another day. We barely see the championship whatsoever. Cody was the one to finally put that championship more consistently back on television. Now, all of a sudden, we're going to make him the guy where he's going to be off television for a long time, for however long it's going to take to film this movie before he comes back. I don't know. This is difficult.
I mean, honestly, knowing Cody like I do, he'll do fucking both.
Because, yeah, I know, definitely agree with that. He probably will, but it's just Cody's never been that guy, and now you're going to kind of have to force him to be that guy because he's going to have to just disappear off TV to go film a movie, even though that's technically what Cena's been doing while he's been gone as well. So it's difficult, but I think the story calls for a title change here. I think the story calls for a title change because of Cena's moments of where he keeps having these like spur of the like moment like breaks where you see him start kind of breaking out of the heel turn. Like he starts teasing it a little bit. Like the couple times, like the time with Randy Orton where he went to hit him with the championship, but he hesitated and everything else. And you start to see those kind of moments, those bits and pieces in the matches, and you go, okay, so maybe we're starting to get closer to the Cena face turn again, which is good. We need that because that's technically, if Cena's going to have his last and final matchup, you're going to have him as a baby face. Let's just straight up say it. The man's going to be the baby face, and he's going to go out either on his back or with a W, one of the two. Honestly, I think it calls for the title change here. I think Cody needs to win the title again. Cena can start the face turn, start to get closer and closer to that. So I got Cody here.
This is a tough one for me. I know y'all said that he's about to go away and start shooting the movie, but I don't see him doing championship duties and the movie. So I think I'm gonna just stick with Cena with this one, and he lose it down the line somewhere.
I'm going with Cody.
I'm going Cody as well, and I think this is the perfect chance that you have for the double turn. I think Cody has been teasing it for a minute now with the heel turn, and I think this is the perfect chance that you have for him to do it. Now, does The Rock get involved? That's one thing I've been questioning myself. Cody's been teasing stuff with the stuff he's been wearing as far as the glasses, the watch, and stuff like that. So that kind of has me wondering, is the turn happening? Because if Cena's dates are coming down to single digits, sooner or later, I think you got to have him go babyface and let him go out the way he came in. And I think Cody, long-term heel run, I think is going to be fantastic. A lot of people don't want it because a lot of people are strictly pro WWE and have really never seen him as that character. They didn't see him when he left, when he was Stardust and he went on the indie scene. He, and this was before he dyed his hair blonde. And whatnot. They didn't see that heel character from Cody Rhodes. So I think once you see it, I think the people that are so against it are gonna be like, okay, yeah, this is actually really good. So let Cody keep doing this. But the only reason why they're saying is because he is technically still the face of the company. He puts in so much work for the company, and he's been such a workhorse since he came back to WWE. And the only thing that took him out was the pec injury. That's the only thing that took him out from being the workhorse that he still is right now. So I'm going Cody Rhodes to win it, and I think the double turn does happen. I think Cena. I think it's time for him to go back babyface. I for one am not a big fan of the heel turn. The pipe bomb was fun to watch and whatnot, but other than that, it hasn't been great.
Justin is the only fan of the heel turn. Let's be real. I've had to listen to this shit since March. It's like, bro, it sucked. It still sucks.
And the thing is, as cool as the heel turn was, because none of us expected that to happen. For him being a face and him being a face the entire WWE run for his whole career and then turning heel when he announces his retirement tour. Yeah, that was a pretty bold move by the company to do that. And it has not worked out for them, I don't think. But I think turning Cody is going to have a better outcome. So if they don't do the double turn here, then when do you do it? I don't think you maybe. But it's such a bigger crowd. And the thing is that the Perth is going to draw a huge crowd. But I think now's your time to do it. They're teasing it. I think now's the time to act upon it. So Cody wins, double turn happens, and I think Rock showing up maybe has like a 20-25% chance because The Rock already said he didn't need to be there.
If he didn't come to WrestleMania, he ain't coming to this shit.
No. Just don't give us no one else. If you're not going to give us The Rock, don't give us no one else.
Yeah, I think I saw
they did. Yeah,
Eli
definitely not
like
Travis
Ron
Scott.
Killings or something. It was like, no, I don't want Ron. I don't want Travis Scott. I want none of that shit.
If it's not The Rock, then it's nobody for me. You don't bring out Travis Scott again. That was a nightmare right there. Don't do that. So that's it. All right. Well, that'll do it for this live stream edition of the World Elite Podcast. I want to thank the guys for joining us first. For Dom and Justin, I know y'all got y'all stream coming up after a while. I'll be tuning in for sure. I'll be in the chat for sure. But the same way we went with predictions, guys, where can we find you on social media and even plug COD?
Oh, you can find us everywhere on social media at Circle of Debate, capital COD. You can also find us on YouTube at Circle of Debate. You can find us everywhere at Circle of Debate. Your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your TikToks, your YouTubes, your Twitches. We even got on Kick, I think. I don't even remember. Somebody mentioned that. And I was like, that still exists? But we're on that too.
Absolutely.
Basically, find Circle of Debate. Come join us for the ride. What we got going on over there. Again, watch alongs like crazy, wrestling discussions, everything over there.
Notorious gaming.
Right? Yeah. Gaming. Yeah. Come on. Come for the ride with us, y'all.
Shit, man. You guys do it all.
Damn right.
Because we make history.
Absolutely. What about you, Blaine? Where can we find you at?
You can find me on Twitter, B_Arceneaux_. You can also follow my podcast, 3 and 2 Count Baseball Podcast. Well, I do I interview high school baseball coaches in Louisiana, stuff like that. Just give them exposure. That's about it.
All right, Jordan.
You can find me on Twitter at Jordan_J2000.
Absolutely. You can find me at Dylan Aber _. You can find the podcast at World Elite Pod, also World Elite Pod on Instagram or on Facebook. The audio versions can be found on any major audio platform. We do have merchandise. It is very outdated merchandise. I will have to update it at some point when I find a time to finally go and update it.
I feel you.
Yeah. But join us next Monday. Blaine will be back with us. We are changing our time. We are pushing it an hour back to accommodate schedules because we want Blaine on. So we will make anything work to have him on the show. So join us next Monday, 6 o'clock Central. We'll be doing a recap, I'm sure, of SummerSlam or any other news that comes about in the wrestling world. The affiliates and sponsors of the show can be found in the description of this video. Too many to name. I won't name them all because I'll probably forget them all. But go and check them out. But that'll do it. I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. Like and subscribe to the channel. I hope everyone enjoys Monday Night Raw tonight, NXT, AEW, SmackDown, even TNA, or whatever you watch, and enjoy SummerSlam this weekend. So, guys, I do appreciate you guys coming on for sure. We hope to have y'all on again at some point. We'd love to have you guys back on for sure.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to go. I'd love to come back.
I love coming back every time.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. Of course. But guys, thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good one.
Peace.